Hey y'all, it's Barbara and Tim, and we are back at Hall Cemetery in Natural Dam, Arkansas, with a follow up on this Hedrick Christmas Day murders. And then we're going to walk up and we have a couple more pretty neat stories for you after we do an update on this. So if you want, Tim,
Yeah, well, like Barbara said, this we didn't know when we did this video here about 3 weeks ago. We just stumbled on this headstone here, and we knew something must have happened because it happened on December the 25th of 1991, and the mother and daughter both lost their life that day, and the daughter had an unborn child, so she was pregnant. Excuse me, and so we did a short video on it, and some of our subscribers, or one of our subscribers, commented on it, and she knew, or they knew, what had happened, and it turned out that this was a murder. And so Hedrick, the family here, mother and daughter, they are from this area, and so they were living in Texas at the time when this murder took place. And so the man, that what he did was he poisoned the mother, Ines K, and he poisoned her to kill her. And so then the daughter came in, and so it was her stepdad, and he took a gun and shot the daughter, killing her, and then shot the mother with the gun, which she was already dead from the poison, and shot her. Then he turned the gun on himself and committed suicide. And so,
she was 8 months pregnant.
yeah, so Peggy Leanne was 8 months pregnant, and she was only 16 years old. And so it was tragic, sad December 25th of 1991. My goodness. When you see something like that, you know something bad happened, and we just didn't know. So we wanted to share that with you, what uh, one of our subscribers let us know what happened, because we couldn't find any information. And it's information like that that helps us, you know, get the information back out there so that everybody can hear it and hear maybe what is the truth. And so we're going to go up here to look at this other uh, headstone here. And this was a man, he was a reverend, Reverend Robert Rose. And there's a story behind this. Him and his brothers were down here on the creek, Lee Creek, which runs right through Natural Dam. Everybody in this area knows Lee Creek. Everybody goes over there for swimming, goes over there for fishing, uh, just a lot of water activity. And so what happened was, is Reverend Robert Rose and his two brothers were down here on the creek fishing, but they had some dynamite. And so I guess they got a few things to say about, dynamite fishing. A lot of people may call it redneck fishing, but this was in 1939 when this was going on. So this is early, you know, laws have changed since then, but they were trying to get the dynamite. I guess something went wrong. The dynamite went off and it killed Robert and badly injured one of his brothers, and the other brother didn't get injured according to the article, and he was able to get to the highway and flag down a car for help to get his brothers to the hospital. But Robert was already dead, they say, and The other brother, they got into Fort Smith there at the hospital, and so Reverend Robert Rose, he was born December the 15th of 1899, and on August the 14th of 1939 is when this tragedy happened, and he died and lost his life. So he was what, 30? Yeah, he was 39 years old. He was
Almost 40.
almost 40. So anyway, we've all done things in life that wasn't too uh, legal. We've all fractured laws, I guess, and so I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. It's just one of those deals where dynamite, back in those days, was a lot of people had it. They had it in their barns, and it was unstable. And this is a clear example of what happened when you messed with it. It would sometimes detonate, and a lot of kids were killed by dynamite. That's the reason why they changed these laws and put restrictions on it as to who could get it and how you could get it, and um, so they've made it a lot safer.
He had 6 children.
Reverend Rose had 6 children. We'd like to mention that as well. And you know, it does. I think about all the things that I did growing up and got away with, and just one of those things. And here he had to pay with his life. So up here we have another man. His name is Kendrick Montgomery.
Kindred.
Kindred Montgomery. And he was a farmer. He owned several hundred acres up here in this area along Lee Creek. And here's his headstone, and it's Kindred Montgomery. And he was born on August the 13th of 1838, and he died March 16th of 1894. And what happened with Mr. Montgomery is, like I say, he was a farmer and he lived up here. He had several hundred acres of land up here on Lee Creek. And so we have conflicting stories. There was 2 stories that or articles that were written about what happened and took place that day. But uh, Mr. Montgomery was working on his property, and so the article says that the Henry brothers came down to talk to Mr. Montgomery, and they had been exchanging words earlier that morning, and there was, I guess there was just some bad blood going on. Don't know what happened, but
Henry said they were coming to whip him.
well, yeah, and like Barbara said, that the article says that they threatened to whip him, and so it was really 2 against 1. And Mr. Montgomery was what, 55 years old, and the Henry brothers was younger. So Mr. Montgomery told his son to go get his gun, and then so we don't know what happened in between there. And then the article says that Mr. Montgomery was shooting his gun at one of the Henry brothers, and then the other Henry brother shot Mr. Montgomery, killing him. And then the other article says that they had words and that the Henry brothers had threatened to whip Mr. Montgomery, and Montgomery had a club of some sort, and the Henry boys were really fighting in defense, and they claimed that Montgomery was trying to hit him with a club, and was the reason why the other Henry brother shot him. And so
Well,
this
he
is,
went and had his son to go get a gun, and they said that he was shooting at him, and
yeah, that was in one story where they said that he was shooting at him, and then another story says he had a club, didn't he, or something?
yeah, yeah.
But did he have a gun as well on that story? But there is kind of conflicting stories, and the thing is that uh, Mr. Montgomery couldn't tell his side of the story. They said that the gunshot was fatal. He died pretty much instantly. And so this may be a case where there was maybe three or even four sides to the story. You know, we never got to hear Mr. Montgomery's side of the story. But here he is, um, laid at rest, and
Here's his wife.
and then next to him, here's his wife, Mary J., wife of Mr. Montgomery, born April the 2nd of 1844, and she died October the 6th of 1900. So, you know, she only lived about 6 more years after him. And we don't know, you know, maybe that had to do with the fact that she had lost her husband. Don't know. And that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so where she's showing you is down there where the creek is down in that valley right there. And really is beautiful up here. And we thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.